Our next speaker is going to be Shelton with the City of Homeland.
If I can have my Moore residents raise their hands if you live in the city of Moore, so that way I know, okay. We're in South Oklahoma City, but we love each other, and we're all together in this effort to recover and to rebuild the areas that were affected. So I'm the City of Moore's Public Information Officer. What I have today is, I'll be able to answer questions later, but your water bill newsletter that's coming out is kind of all dedicated towards information. I have some extra copies here in case your water bill takes a while to get back to your home, or the P.O. boxes that are set up. Some of this information may change. Already the post office information has changed. That's probably the biggest thing people have been asking is where do I get my mail? So at 1600 South Broadway, if you know where the field is that we're building a new Central Park, just north of City Bikes, and then there's the Oklahoma Business Park. We put a big pile of dirt up there that we were saving, and now behind that big pile of dirt is the temporary post office. So you'll see some banners and signs. So we're sorry the dirt's in the way, but we got it for free a long time ago and we're able to put it there. So the post office this week, you'll need to go this week to be able to get a key to a P.O. box for your residential address. If you don't get to there this week and pick it up, then you'll have to go to a different site to get that key and go through that process. So, Dr. Romine, what he was saying, I mean, our hearts are in the same exact place as his is, and that's, we want to make sure that our citizens are taken care of, that you can rebuild, that we make our homes stronger, better for your family and the families that may be purchasing that house 50 years from now. So the City Council is working on different things. There's money being donated. I mean, it's crazy with certain things earmarked. That I don't have any answers on any of those things right now, but there's going to be a lot of planning and a lot of setting up of different things to help our people rebuild. Every day we get a different phone call with a different resource being offered, and we're trying to work through all that. We have employees who lost their homes, it's very similar to the library staff, police and firemen who have no home and they're immediately put on 12 hours on, 12 hours off every day of the week until that stops. And I believe that's probably the case with a lot of those employers and first responders. So if you come to City Hall and we may not have our smile on that day, we are working to get everything done, and we're trying to manage all the information that's coming into us. The information that is changing, we're trying to get updated as soon as possible. I'm normally a one-man shop in terms of public information. I have volunteers from all over the metropolitan area from different organizations who are helping me get public information to you as our citizens. So if you read one day something, if it's different the next day, it's because it's changed. And it's changing minute by minute at some points. We're working with FEMA and the state of Oklahoma for donations, trying to secure a warehouse that can manage the influx of items that are coming in to our area. Those will be items that will be serving all communities affected by the natural disasters over the last few weeks. So if you have someone who calls, or you're a church, or you're whoever you are, and you have people collecting things, really and truly right now the best thing we can do is financial contributions, which we can, the Red Cross can get $10 and then buy 10 pairs of gloves with that. Where if you go to the store and buy one pair of gloves that cost $10, they have, all these different organizations have relationships with Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Kellogg's, whoever it is. So it may feel good to go and buy that thing, and some of y'all may not be for you because you don't have the stuff to go buy or the place to take it to, but if you're getting people calling and asking, your churches, your organizations, collect money and send it in to us, because that way we can make that dollar stretch. Otherwise, we're all going to need everybody in the state of Oklahoma to spend some time in the warehouse sorting clothes. I've had some people who have been really mean to me about what I'm saying right now about donations, and I've asked them all to come volunteer to sort through garage sale items and help us figure that out. I'm being honest about that. I don't want to be hurtful. The donations are appreciated. I understand where they come from, where the heart they come from, but there's 3 million people in Oklahoma, 313 million people in the United States, so that's 310 million people who are wanting to send us stuff. The food bank has enough food for every single person in the state probably for a year who aren't disaster-related people. So we're going to be okay. I mean, we got stuff. We really need prayers and support, and then hands to come volunteer. So Servemore.com is who I'm kind of in the trenches with when they're running volunteer operations out of 200 South Howard. So right there by the library, the Moore Library and the community center. So if you have groups calling and saying, hey, we want to come volunteer, check out servemore.com and send them to those phone numbers. And the Red Cross is also doing volunteers and Goodwill and everybody else, but I can only remember one phone number usually right now, so that's the website phone number I can remember. So I have these newsletters that we'll have available for you to come and ask me questions about your specific situation. So, but we love our citizens of war in South Oklahoma City. We know that a lot of the South Oklahoma City people, you come to 19th Street to shop. We appreciate that. Please continue doing it so we can rebuild. And we're going to send volunteers to the Oklahoma City areas that are affected in Bethel and Kearney and Little El Reno and Little Axe, because at some point we just have to love on everybody. So.
Will you have information available personally at the meeting?
Yeah.
As far as permitting is concerned and rebuilding, will you have that type of information available
As
of today?
As of today, yeah, I have some basic information. I can talk about debris removal and slab removal, rights of entry, that kind of stuff. I believe.
More concerned about the rebuilding process.
We're probably going to, we're kind of need to get everything removed out of the way before we start issuing building permits. So it could be, sometime, we're kind of not a moratorium, it's on hold, but we're just kind of saying.
So they said right now, when we go get the permits for the building,
But there's not going to be anyone doing inspections, there's not going to be anyone to do any code enforcement stuff, so you won't be able to move forward with your building permit. I recognize you from the builders meetings, right? Are you?
No, I wouldn't put that on.
Okay.
There's our holiday that we've already had this clear to walk here. We're just curious when you're here to start that process.
Soon, but not today. That's why we.
I think it's the second to last page, first of next week.
That's, yeah, the right of entry and debris removal forms will be available next week. If you already have everything moved, you're probably 3 weeks ahead of everybody else. And so that's awesome that you can do that.
What did that, I was just curious, because when the initial meeting, they said that all the permitting was still going to go along as far as the city was concerned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, I know you're going to be stretched thin with inspectors and city permits like that, but I just wanted to make sure what was aware of that.
We don't have a moratorium, but we also do want to make sure that the residents in the, let's say these Plaza Towers, that, you drive through the areas of town that were affected in 1999, you'll see the 1960 homes blended in with the 1999 2001 homes. So it's one of those things where we want to make sure that those neighborhoods are rebuilt in a way that is honoring the past and it's still there, but also making sure that the future is protected. And so there will be some, there's discussion and talks about, if she rebuilds a brick home and everyone else is vinyl, how does that help or hurt her property values? So we want to make sure that if there's any building standards that need to be in place, the city council wants to require safe rooms. Those are some things that will be decided in the next few weeks for that rebuilding process. Yes, ma'am.
Is the website the best place to go?
Citymore.com, yeah, is as fast as I can update it, it's updated. So, and if I'm texting or tweeting here in a minute, or not tweeting, but working on my iPads because I'm doing that.
Let's forget about buying the lot next door. Not that we want to build a double house, because we can't do that. But, and we started talking to our neighbor, how do we go about that?
That's all a private transaction, so that's just you say, hey, I want to buy your lot, how much does it cost? You go to a real estate person or a title company and take care of that.
It's not because we're trying to make a bigger house, because I really want to just keep our corner lot and use that for, recreation probably for the kids.
There'll be, I can answer a lot of these when we get back, and there might be some other questions that other speakers will answer. Yes, sir.
Information on commercial property as well.
We do. So we have done an assessment on which properties were damaged and all that kind of stuff. So either between myself or the SBA guy or the FEMA speaker, we'll probably be able to answer some of those questions at the end. So, were you talking about specific commercial property? Or?
Well, I have questions, I just don't know if you have answers, I don't understand why I have.
Shoot them up here.
I think SBA and FEMA has got some information that might be able to help.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Frank Barnes. I'm the emergency manager for the city of Oklahoma City. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of you who've been affected by this disaster and lost your homes or loved ones. The city of Oklahoma City is a large city, covers 622 square miles. We stretches into 4 counties, one of those counties being Cleveland County. We were impacted by 2 tornadoes. The first was on Sunday night, May 19th, impacted the extreme southeast corner of our city and damaged or destroyed 31 structures. On May 20th, the tornado passed through our city before it got to Moore, affecting an area from Meridian to Santa Fe between Southwest 134 and Southwest 164. After it passed through Moore, it came back into our city and destroyed or damaged some businesses and homes in an area between Sunny Lane and Air Depot and between Southwest 149 and Southwest 119. We had 4 of our residents killed. We had over 1,069 structures affected, including 457 destroyed and 203 classified as major damage. Unfortunately, we received a presidential major disaster declaration by late Monday night. It was made available federal disaster assistance. We encourage everybody to who has insurance to contact your insurance company as your first line of helping you recover and rebuild. If you're not satisfied with how your insurance company is performing, we encourage you to contact the Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner. There's also a multi-agency resource center, which several speakers will talk more about. It's located at Westmore High School. The multi-agency resource center is a collection of non-government organizations, private nonprofits, state-based and community-based organizations who can provide a variety of services. So again, I encourage you to go visit that if you haven't been up there. Also, because of the President's disaster declaration, individual assistance was authorized, and that's the federal disaster assistance for homeowners and renters and businesses. The FEMA Disaster Recovery Center is co-located there at Westmore High School with the Multi-Agency Resource Center. And the FEMA representative will talk more about registering with FEMA and their services. Yesterday, the City of Oklahoma City received approval from FEMA to do what's called private property debris removal. This is where the city enters onto your property at your request to remove debris that is on your property. That does require that you fill out what's called a right of entry form. We have those forms available now, today, and I'll tell you where it goes up in just a minute. On that right of entry form, there is a clause that has to do with duplication of benefits. So if you sign a right of entry and ask the city to come clear your property, any insurance money you receive that's specifically for demolition and debris removal, some of that, possibly all of it, depending on what you paid, may have to be turned over to the city or remitted to the city after we clean your lot. And we in turn then send that to FEMA, who is paying us to do the debris removal. We'll also have in the near future a private property demolition program where we can go on to private property and at your request, after you sign the second right of entry, we can go onto your property and demolish the remaining home that is on that property. We've opened an outreach office on Monday over here at the Moore Norman Tech Center. It's in the Business Development Building, which is in the northeast corner of the campus. In that outreach center, you can apply for a demolition permit if you need one. There's no fee for that demolition permit, but we're asking people to get a demolition permit if you're going to tear up your slab, so that we can make sure that the utilities, water, gas, electric, and sewer are properly terminated, so that you can either reuse them or somebody else you usually sell the line to can reuse them. Also, that's where you can pick up your right of entry forms. We have a stack of right of entry forms that you can stop in there if you want us to clear your property, and we can also answer your questions about the private property debris removal. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Frank. Our next speaker is with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and FEMA. Doug, if you would come on up. FEMA has some great information that they're going to share. They have a couple of speakers that will be speaking. Doug will begin.
I just want to say that throughout the years of city disasters, I've always asked one question, and that is, what's the worst disaster you've ever seen? My answer is always simple. If it was my home and one shingle blew off the roof, that's the worst disaster I've ever seen. So we appreciate the fact that your home of you have registered with FEMA so far? Are there any here that have not registered so far? Okay. There's a reason for it. There's 3 ways to register, and it'll be on the board here. You do have the 800 number there. That's one way to do it. If you want to sit on the phone for a while, you can go on the website, disasterassistance.gov. If you have a smartphone, m.fema.gov. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to talk to a friendly face? We just happen to have it available for you guys today. We've got a team in the back that we're really proud of. They're FEMA Corps. These guys are hard workers, enthusiastic, and they're back there to assist. So after this meeting is over here, you can go back there and we have some private rooms that can take you in and actually register you for FEMA assistance right now. And now I want to introduce Pam Glasstrader. She's with Individual Assistance, and she's going to run over the FEMA programs with you right now. Pam?